Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you very much for tuning in and stopping by. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for today. For those that are new, I have a little format I'd like to share briefly. I actually pick two sun signs every day. What I do is we have the featured or, focused sun sign, which is done by going around my beautiful astrology wheel. And so we have an idea of the order, I guess I'm trying to say. It's such a hard word. And today we're on the sun sign of Leo. And then in front of you, Spirit guides me to pick your highlighted connection. So the highlighted connection gets 3 additional messages under 3 major categories. Then I proceed on at the end of that reading for all of the Leos in the world and all of their connections of love, of whatever type that may be. In a relationship, not in a relationship, of course, family, friends, animals, our true desires, our interests, all of that type of love is all inclusive in these readings. So then I read the oracle messages for every single one of those Leos and all your connections, just to reiterate what I had just said. So I've had to redo takes. We're smack dab in the Mercury retrograde, and it's okay. It makes me laugh now more than it used to, which is pretty awesome because there's a lot that's gone on I'd love to share with you, but I want to get to the readings. So let's start with Leo, and I'll just do a little explanation of the 2 sun signs that are highlighted for today, and then why I think they're amazing in this particular connection or relationship. I always lean on the side of positivity. That's just how I choose to do it. So if that doesn't work for you, it's probably not the right channel. But let me pick the actual highlighted for you. So it's going to be Leo and Capricorn. Okay. I like this a lot because there's such determination and such driven energy with both of these in different ways. We have the Leo to start with, the featured sign, which is a fire sign. Okay. So it is all about spirit, passion, motivation, courage, strength, reaching for the stars, basically. There's the fixed aspect of Leo. So they are very, once again, determined. And that is the match that I find with these two of Leo and Capricorn, because honestly, you're not going to find more determined signs than the Capricorn. So when you have a Leo who is set on its sights and wants to be in charge and wants to fulfill his dreams and wants to be adventurous and take those risks and to be center stage and to lead and to guide and to just fill your life with just a lot of actually fun. I mean, they're really interested in fun and socializing too. They want to have a life that they pick and they choose. And then there's this Capricorn, highlighted, which is Earth. So the Earth is the more grounded, the more practical, the more, I don't want to go too far off the beaten path, right? Literally and figuratively. Capricorn represents the goat, so they are known for being sure-footed and they can climb the highest of mountains or terrains and they have no issue with it whatsoever. It's just like, okay, how do I get to the other side? That's basically the question, because that's what they're going to do, by hook or by crook. And, there's that passion with Leo that admires that in anybody they associate with, somebody they can kind of match energy levels with, even if it is earth versus fire. The Leo is ruled by the sun. Now the sun is the brightest star in our galaxy, and that is the ruler of Leo. So you can imagine why these kind of personality traits come so clearly and easily for Leos, both genders, of course. And I just want to say that, the sun does, like with our sun sign readings and horoscopes and such, that represents the part of us that ignites that energy and motivation and inspiration and our ego to pursue things we want, right? Without that, we'd have all the other 11, influences of the planet, but that's an essential one, and that's the day or month we're born, so of course we need that, right? That starts us off in our lifetime and our journey, as it were. The Leo that I've ever known, sometimes they have a very large roar and they definitely want to be heard and they want to be appreciated, and they're very pride-filled and they have, a lot of, I would say, dignity And that's essential, for them. And they definitely want to be stoked. They want to be petted, They have, physically, you can usually tell there's certain definite indicators on a physical realm with association to each sign. And generally they have this massive, beautiful head of hair. Unless they're older and they're losing it, of course. But, it's just something that I've noted. And I will say to people, of course, after 30 years or more of doing astrology and tarot, I say, are you a Leo? And inevitably they have it in their chart or something. It's a beautiful mane, and it's just part of them that they want to look good, feel good, and come across in the best light to everybody. And they're very, very creative too. And this heart part of them, this passion they have, it really, to me, indicates just the depth of their love. They take love very seriously, and when they are in love or they have this connection or friendship, it's a lifetime one. They will give their all, and they will put you, as I always say, on a pedestal. So there's no mistaking that. You will be invited into their castle. They will be overly generous sometimes, with extravagance in the meals and the whatever it is. It's just, it's really beautiful. You feel like you're definitely being spoiled, I would say, with a lot of Leos and their incredible generosity. And the Capricorn is generous as well, in a different way. Capricorn, of course, is far more reserved, just on a general theme. They may have Leo in their chart, and of course that would make a Leo and a Capricorn with other planets that were comparable or similar. Definitely there would be that attraction right off the bat, right? Because they'd be like, you get what I'm saying. You feel my fundamental needs and things that I, have always carried in my life. But for the most part, there is this more stern, more laid back, more not needing attention. Quite the opposite of Leo, which is great. Leo doesn't necessarily want to share the stage, so that works out really well in a lot of ways. The determination, the reliability, the accuracy, the steadfastness, and, just true blue loyalty of a Capricorn is appealing to everybody, but definitely the loyal Leo. So it's a common known thing, and it's something that I think we all are attracted to people that are similar to us. We're all attracted at times in our life because there's, I think for most people more than one relationship. Not always, but for the most part, just people that come in our lives that we're supposed to learn things from and grow and evolve and realize what we do actually like versus not. Something that was more stable, and that's what I would always find with any earth sign. And when, things are going south, as they say, the Leo might just be overly, zealous and just like, oh man, and roaring and trying to, and their emotion, their vitality, they're about movement and action will be certainly tempered by the common sense kind of Capricorn energy and life, that they're just the ones, when things are going on, they're going to be there for you. They're going to keep it cool. They're going to keep it calm and collected. And I will end up with saying that Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn. So that obviously had a huge part as to why they're very focused, very fixated, not necessarily interested in all the whistles and bells and the shiny things that a lot of Leos love. I mean, they love to look good, they love the best cars, the best food. Yeah, that's not necessarily the case. I mean, they do. I'm not saying they don't, but they're fine with the same, type of blue jeans or whatever, low-key kind of thing, while making and amassing great wealth in their lifetime because they spend so much time in their work situations, in their businesses. And I say businesses because a lot of times there's more than one. I don't know, I like this a lot. You definitely, as I always say, complement each other. The differences are actually good ones that help to balance the two of you in relationships, no matter what it is. And yeah, it's definitely up there in the percentile of people that I see in these relationships with these two signs. But let's get to the actual categories and special messages from the beautiful tarot this month of the Star Spinner Tarot. We are on February 5th, 2021, so we're at the beginning of the month readings, and I do come back for mid-month, and then at the end of the month with extra days, I do bonus. So please feel free to come back if you're resonating or connecting in any way with these readings. I would love that. And to those of you that are coming back, I just want to give a special heartfelt thank you again for your love to me, and I genuinely love you and want to share beautiful, uplifting things about your life, your relationships, because love is so incredibly powerful and healing and a wonderful thing to be vulnerable and to allow into your life. We're all lovable beings, okay, spiritual or otherwise, and so it just excites me when people take that risk and go through the challenges of a relationship, because it's always many times well worth it. So the first category is always the overall energy. That is the catalyst that brought you to this reading and what's happening in the relationship sector with the two of you, Leo and Capricorns out there. And so the first card and category is that of the, what is this? Ace of Wands? No, let me put on my glasses. I love this deck though. I'm loving it more and more. Is this the Prince of Wands? Or I'm so sorry. My mind with this Mercury retrograde, it's hard to even imagine. The Page. It's a P. It's the youthful. Okay, you have Page, Knight, King, Queen. The Page is a youthful kind of, just kind of really green around the edges as far as information or some kind of message coming through. But the Wands are fire. That's what you are, Leo. This is something that you're really feeling pretty excited about. And I'm feeling like you're going to be getting a little bit of, like I call, breadcrumbs towards solutions. And this is the time to receive those, as we are in a multitude of planets in Aquarius, as well as Aquarius season. Happy birthday, Aquarians. Aquarius is your polar opposite, Leo. So there's always going to be a gravitational pull towards you, and I see that as on a regular basis as well. But right now, it's very, very beautiful for you. And it's about truth and communication, which you love. You love to speak and be heard, and you love to utilize that in many ways, talent-wise, you know, theater, arts. It goes on and on. The list goes on and on. But this is something letting you know that, yes, you need to move forward, you know, you need to believe, but to allow information to keep coming through. In the retrograde times, you don't necessarily want to push forward, but you want to start listening and connecting the dots is what this is referring to. And as I said, I feel like if it has to do with this wonderful highlighted connection of the Capricorn, it's always going to be about some wonderful way to invest money, I would say, or, you know, to better your income, maybe a wonderful job opportunity or offers coming through to finally get you back on track, right? Which is what we're all slowly but surely, I think, gravitating towards, and with complete trust from the experiences of our past year. So that is really fun, and it could very well have to do with children. I mean, maybe that's part of your conversations, because let me just tell you that when we're going to have a predominance of air energies versus the Earth, which of course is Capricorn, for over 800 years, now it's going the opposite direction in air. So it's the mind, the intellect, and innovative, new ways to do things, new ways to look at it, perceive, speak, communicate, certainly technology. Things are coming at the pike we don't even know about yet. And the last time there was a lot of air, I always say it happened in the 95, I believe, when the wide world of web came out, and people were like, what? Well, you know what happened from there. So just be aware. You might want to be at the beginning stages, the child, infant stages of something coming through, and an invitation or an opportunity. So hold on to that. And the new moon next week is going to be extremely prevalent. It's supposed to be the luckiest day of the year. All the alignments and everything are going to be very well set up to have those intentions written down, to feel them with everything and all the passion you have, and to just make it happen. You know, just make it happen and not second guess it at all. So then we have the second category, and that is the category of possible blessings or obstacles. I'm kind of mixing myself up here. Nothing new. So much has gone on in the last couple of days. I can't even, getting through it all. And I shall continuously, as we all will, right? Writing it down though, because it's definitely something for the books. It's quite phenomenal at times, isn't it? Share your interest. If you haven't subscribed though, and you do want to comment, you would have to subscribe. It just takes a moment, and you don't get any emails and all that sort of thing. It's definitely free, and it's incredibly loving and supportive, but it's also a way that you can comment, and I want to hear, I'm nosy that way. That's why I have this channel. So the second category is the category of possible blessings or obstacles. You have the 10 of Wands. So there's two fiery, ambitious things. What's interesting is today, just after noon, we have the moon going into Sagittarius. So optimistic, ruled by Jupiter, which is now in Aquarius, but no matter what sign it is and it's affecting all of us. Positivity, trust, forward motion, high learning, philosophical things, breaking barriers, transformation. The 10 of Wands is the best. I mean, it's like you've just, actually, you know what? It's the sign, I'm so sorry, it's a brand new deck. So the 10 of Wands is so much responsibility and so much drive and energy towards wanting to accomplish and taking on maybe way more than you need to. That would be the obstacle. The 10 is the new cycle. It's divvying out those responsibility, or what's the other word they say? Delegating it out. Ending that once and for all, because trust me when I tell you, and I was shown the hard way, of course, I would consider it the hard way, when things are just stopped, it's going to work out. You don't have to take on so much. And I know you have that energy, and I know you do as well, Capricorn. This is what you thrive on. This is what you... And by the way, I didn't mention Capricorn is a cardinal sign, so that they're definitely initiators. This is also extremely attractive to Leos. Just, energy and power and drive is what really kind of connects you so very strongly. But yeah, Capricorn... The cardinal signs always start the different seasons, and we started the winter season, which we're still in, which is, through Capricorn on the 21st. But, let me just say that I admire you for the work you're doing. You just need to be extra care, and trust me on this. I recently, as of yesterday, have been injured in 2 ways. It wasn't just one. It started out with the hand I told you about, and I'm a massage therapist, so I have to postpone a couple days there. Then I went to a foot, and I literally couldn't walk last night. Don't ask me why. I did something while purging and moving stuff around. You know how you do that? I thought, oh my gosh, that's it. I have to hang it up, and there's a surgery pending next month. So it's like, that's not going to happen now, right? I was trying to be realistic, right? Anyway, I woke up, and it's actually like 99% better. I don't have answers for that. I just know that the wands represent physicality. Please don't overdo it, and make extra sure when you're walking and you don't trip, and those things happen. And the Mercury retrograde in particular, definitely affecting our transportation, even if it's just our walking, right? Definitely affecting our schedules and rescheduling. And then also, just communication mix-ups and being able to speak. The mind, the Mercury is the mind, and it's the thoughts, and it's like anybody ruled by Mercury, which would be Virgo and Gemini. Yes, you're going to have extra cautious need to move forward in your emails and your communication, but it's over on the 20th mostly. So yeah, just this is ending. Okay, all that extra stuff you like to do, you're thinking smarter but less. That's where that's about. And all the while kind of really keeping your sights on a wonderful opportunity, which may be that very thing that helps you to slow down just a bit. So you can have fun. You know how much you love having fun, Leo. I don't really think you want anything to get in the way of that. So just let me know. I'm very curious to see, but the 10 is the new cycle. And that new moon will definitely create that new cycle. And that's not that far away, so... The final category is the category of finances, because yes, we need to know about those in our life. It is an energy, and it's also about, the fundamental things, the practical things, like the Capricorns are so very focused on. I mean, to them, what they own and what they possess and what they can make financially is pretty much their main goal in life. and they like to see it around them, not just think about it. And you have for finances the Five of Swords. Okay, well, this makes sense. This is a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, which is the swords, which is the air element. So I love the synchronicity of this. The Five is the challenges. It's the changes. It's working through and speaking to the people we need to. And has that been necessarily easy for me or a lot of people I'm hearing? Not so much. But you've got to do it anyway. And this is the time during the retrograde to double check and then check again, okay? And then talk to one person or two, for example, for any kind of physicality. I'm not a doctor, just getting the second and third opinion, okay? Because, yeah, it's a lot more mixed up, but you're handling it. You absolutely are. You've got 2 swords there on the ground, 3 in your hand, and you're like, yeah, I'm prepared. I am armed for speaking my truth and setting the record straight, because all this other stuff that had gone out, around us for months, the delusions and the confusions and everything, yeah, you're not interested in that anymore. You want to be very concise. And if it takes a little longer, so be it. You want the truth, especially when it has to do with your finances, not something you want to play around with. And interestingly enough, the, swords are air signs, but they're not just Aquarius, it's Gemini and Libra. And Libra is the air sign with justice and law and, vindication, fairness, equality, and all those things that are so desperately needed and are working their way towards a reality for all of us. And it takes time, right? We know this. It's definitely a time thing, but let me tell you, you're ready. You're ready for all of it. You have that strength and you're feeling more empowered every moment. So I know that comes from within, but it also comes from the beautiful energies that we're receiving. So there's your reading. I hope that you can relate. You had the, you've got the information with the fire. You've got the power to go the next level, the next change, and make sure that you don't take on as much in the next process. And know that you can always get help. Just ask for it. Don't be too proud, okay? That's essential. And then knowing that you will know, and very clearly, intuitively, and with help of others, know what you need to take in as real and truth, and what you need to throw out, okay? And that's a good type of lesson to learn our entire lives, right? It's just something that's continually being brought up to teach us and to see, did you learn from the last lesson, basically? So yeah, conversations, getting down to the heart of the matter. And you're all about the heart, Leo. So let's go on to the beautiful oracle messages I love so much. And I change these up every month. Although I do keep my OG deck of the, Super Tractor Manifestation deck, because it's just got a special place in my heart. But this is the Psychic Tarot for the heart. And you're all about the heart, Leo. And this is for you and every single one of your connections. If this highlighted one wasn't the one you were thinking about, this will come through and you'll know who that one is. And so, basically it's a word and a number that I will read to you and show you, but then it has some definition in the book, which I really fully love. And it's really cool. It's like, I wanted to tell you earlier, I wore red because it just resonated with me, and that is the power number, and that is the number, that's the color that resonates with Leos. I mean, there's also colors, there's all sorts of things they attach with each, zodiac sign. There's so much to all of this, and it's so exciting and so interesting, and you can delve in and continue to learn. But these general readings, of course, are fairly general. But here you pick the crown chakra, and to me, it's that vibrancy, Generally, the crown chakra is going to be the gold and the white, the purest light and intervention from our highest self and that of the creation and, source, whatever that is to you. There's all different words to describe it, but many times it's always just that feeling, and you know it when it's happening. You know when you're getting downloads, you know when you have prophetic dreams. And 7 is a spiritual number in the sense that it absolutely represents luck, but it's also working through difficulties. There's the other side of it. And then in doing so, the luck comes, okay? But having to face that head on. And the amazing, ability we have to really sit and take in this incredible energy that's there to support us at all times. So, this is the chakra section of the book. It's separated in several ways, but let me read to you what it says. If I've touched bases okay on that. And this is the crown chakra. So the chakras are in the back. Or no, they're actually in the front, I believe. Bear with me 1 second. Those are the major arcana. Nope, they're in the back. Okay, so the first chakra. Nope, that's the base. Forgive me. The crown is the last. The color is violet. It's not as brilliant of a color here I'm seeing. It's a fuchsia, somewhat in the family of red. But violet is absolutely about our higher power, for sure. The sound name is Om, can be used, and I love doing that. I remember yoga classes, the whole class would do that, and you could just feel it vibrating. And if you ever get a chance to do that, and you want that quiet, and you want to distract yourself from what's going on outside, turn that on. Like YouTube has them, all sorts of people. It will resonate, and it will absolutely calm you down instantly. It's just the most phenomenal thing. But once again, it's the connection we have with other, whether we can see it or not. We're always connected. It's thought as an element. It's the pineal gland, and it's the key words I know, which I think is very appropriate for you. So, is there anything else I can tell you? Okay. The crown chakra is located at the top of the head, as it has been called the 1,000-petaled lotus, or the receiver of light. This chakra is the center of your link with the universe, the infinite, and your higher consciousness. It is the connection between wisdom and spiritual insight. The crown chakra is the area where ethereal light and energy are received and then dispersed through your aura for total well-being. Well, I feel good just reading. It felt like it just came in and went through my hand, my foot, I don't know. To enhance this chakra, sit quietly and visualize a lotus bud at the top of your head. As the bud blossoms, see a shower of violet, sparkling light shining down from the universe into the lotus, filling and nourishing it. When complete, simply let the vision fade. Expanding this chakra opens you to receiving the ultimate bliss, divine love. Take comfort in knowing that you are cherished. And I've not read that. This is still a relatively new deck, but I'm absolutely loving it. And that's you anyway. That's who you are. That's who you resonate to people. The passion of love is very, very predominant with you and strong. And it needs to be brought into you, and it is. It always is. There's that beautiful yin-yang, kind of balance that's always happening. So I absolutely love that. I hope you can feel that, and you'll try that if you've not. All the beautiful Leos. And then here's a message from the Healing with the Angels that I love a lot, and I've had for a really long time. And it's just saying, in times of maybe comfort, gratification, or even just, concerns, of course, reaching out to any angel. There's so many. I have a book on how many there really are. I wasn't even aware of how many there were. I was picking a selective few, Archangel Michael, Haniel, Ariel, Gabriel. Those are my go-tos before and during, and of course, massages, and of course, just in everyday life. But yeah, there's got to be someone that you really can kind of feel a real connection with. And then you just ask anything you want, and they will definitely return a message in some form, And I've always said they don't go and do everything for you. That's not something that I can honestly say would happen. That happens, and they help you along your path, no doubt. But it's a co-creation kind of a situation, and they will help you. And you have the children. So this is 2 now. The first overall energy message for the highlighted was the page, which I said is youthful, but it's also maybe revisiting the child in yourself, because I feel like a lot of, and people I know personally, they were really affected by this past year, and not to mention that they're vitality was affected because they needed to be out and about, and that's what they do, and they share this with others, and it's what keeps them alive and vital, but it was dampened, right? So it's just reminding you that regardless of anything and everything, because you got through it, to be fun and have playfulness, and you love doing that anyway. I don't think it'd be hard, but just to remind yourself, or ask the angels to help you to keep that childlike energy in you alive. That would giggle and have fun, even in the worst of times. Make a joke about it, right? And when you laugh, of course, you're automatically healing yourself and others in the process. I would literally turn things on during this past year and now at night. That made me laugh because I love to laugh. And I found I wasn't laughing as much as I would have liked to have. So that's just another tip I'd like to share, and I know a lot of you do that. And then the last, of course, message is like I said, my OG, beautiful oracle guidance. It's all about, feeling and passionately allowing the energy of life that we want into our life by believing it, feeling it, and just achieving it, right? Believe it, see it, believe it, achieve it. All important in the, recipe of law of attraction. Well, there's the red for you. Knew it had to come out at some point. And this is the beautiful, beautiful card. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. And especially now during the retrograde, it's important that you do that. And try not to be too rambunctious or interested in pushing forward, because you will have the one step, two step back perhaps. But there's the bridge from where you are to where you're going, and it seems pretty secure to me. Just one foot in front of the other is always a beautiful, I find, loving little bit of advice for everybody. And there's the new moon. So, well, it's not as new as it could be, but it's coming around next week, and it's going to be amazing. And the last full moon was in your sign, Leo, and I'm literally still feeling it. And quite frankly, you can feel the effects of a new moon or a full moon until the following year when it happens again in the same sign, like 6 months to a year, literally. So that may be happening for you, and what stories unfold will then, as well as the eclipses, for heaven's sakes, their stories continue to unravel. But I hope that you will take this into account, and you can, say it over and over and over again as a mantra when you're sitting there and allowing that lotus to open up in your crown chakra, and just believe. And you will achieve, and you know all about that. You are achievers. We're all the manifestors. So thank you again for your kindness and showing me the love by even stopping in on the channel. And I definitely hope it resonates. Give it a day or so if it doesn't. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But come on back. I like to compare the beginning and to the mid-month readings and see where they are actually improving, if nothing else. So thank you so much. Take extremely good care of yourself. Until next time. Bye for now.